From soil to space, how mushrooms could support life on Mars. What if I told you that the key to surviving on Mars might just be growing mushrooms? Sounds unbelievable, right? But this isn't some far-fetched sci-fi plot. It's a real scientific possibility. Imagine a future where astronauts live and thrive on Mars, using mushrooms to not only feed themselves but also help create an ecosystem that can sustain human life. From soil to space, mushrooms could be the unexpected hero in humanity's quest to colonize Mars. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why these humble fungi might just hold the future of interplanetary survival in their spores. The challenge of surviving on Mars. Before we dive into the world of mushrooms, let's take a step back and understand the enormity of the challenge humanity faces when it comes to living on Mars. Mars is a hostile environment. Its thin atmosphere, frigid temperatures, and lack of breathable air make it incredibly difficult for humans to survive. In fact, it's so inhospitable that astronauts would need everything from sustainable food sources to life support systems just to make it through the day. This is where conventional solutions fall short. Traditional space missions depend on heavy payloads of supplies, think food, oxygen, and water, all of which are incredibly expensive and logistically challenging to send across millions of miles. So, how do we solve the problem of feeding future Martian settlers? What if the answer is simpler and more natural than we think? Mushrooms, the ultimate space crop. Mushrooms might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of space, but they're turning out to be one of the most promising solutions for future Mars missions. Here's why. Mushrooms are incredibly resilient organisms. They don't require sunlight to grow. They can thrive in complete darkness, which is critical on Mars where the days are much longer than those on Earth. Plus, mushrooms are decomposers by nature, meaning they can break down organic matter into nutrients that other plants or organisms can use. Imagine growing mushrooms in the habitats of Mars by feeding them organic waste, such as food scraps or even astronaut waste, transforming it into a viable food source for astronauts. On top of that, mushrooms are packed with essential nutrients like protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals, making them a perfect candidate for Martian cuisine. The real magic happens when we combine their unique properties with the challenges of space travel. Mycelium, the underground revolution. While mushrooms themselves are the visible fruiting bodies, what truly makes them revolutionary for space missions is their underground network, mycelium. Mycelium is the root system of mushrooms, and it has the potential to solve some of the most pressing issues related to Mars colonization. Mycelium can bind to and break down organic materials like plant matter, turning them into valuable nutrients. But here's the twist. Mycelium can also grow in the Martian soil. In fact, researchers have been experimenting with growing mycelium in simulated Martian conditions, and so far, the results are promising. Mycelium not only helps to create a nutrient-rich soil for growing crops, but can also help in building structures. This is where the magic of mushrooms truly comes into play. How mushrooms could help build Martian habitats. Now, let's take it a step further. Beyond just growing food, mushrooms could help astronauts build the very homes they live in on Mars. As crazy as it sounds, mycelium has the potential to be used in construction materials. Several studies have shown that mycelium can be used to grow building blocks, insulation panels, and even furniture, making it a sustainable building material. The idea is simple. Mycelium, when combined with other organic waste materials, can form solid, lightweight, and durable bricks or panels that could be used to construct habitats. On Mars, where resources are limited and building materials are costly to send from Earth, this process could be the key to constructing Mars bases quickly and efficiently. It's a game changer in terms of sustainability and efficiency in space construction. Mushrooms and the Martian atmosphere. Mushrooms could also play a critical role in helping to make the Martian atmosphere more livable. Mars's atmosphere is over 95% carbon dioxide, which is obviously not breathable for humans. However, fungi, particularly mushrooms, have been shown to help break down carbon dioxide in certain environments. While the technology is still in its infancy, scientists have begun exploring how mycelium and other types of fungi could be used to create a bioregenerative life support system. This system could help convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, filtering the air in closed habitats, or even helping to create conditions where plant life could thrive. While this process on Mars would require a careful balance of engineering and biology, mycelium offers a potential tool in managing the Martian atmosphere for human survival. Mushrooms as a waste disposal solution. Astronauts on long-duration missions produce a lot of waste. Human waste, food scraps, packaging, and other refuse all need to be dealt with in a way that doesn't pollute the Martian environment. Enter mushrooms. Their ability to break down organic matter is not only beneficial for creating food, but it could also solve the problem of waste disposal. Mycelium, as part of its natural function, can decompose and recycle organic waste, converting it into nutrients for future crops or even more mushrooms. This process of biodegradation would allow for a sustainable cycle where astronauts could effectively recycle everything, from food scraps to human waste, into valuable resources. Essentially, mushrooms could serve as nature's waste management system, ensuring that nothing goes to waste and everything has a second life. The first Martian mushroom harvest. Imagine the day when astronauts on Mars finally harvest their first batch of Martian-grown mushrooms. This would be a monumental achievement, symbolizing the first successful, self-sustaining agricultural cycle on another planet. Not only would it be a breakthrough in space agriculture, but it would also represent a critical milestone in humanity's ability to live off the land, off Earth. Scientists are working toward this goal right now, experimenting with growing mushrooms in environments that simulate Mars's cold, dry, and low-gravity conditions. As they fine-tune these processes, we get closer to the possibility of astronauts producing their own food, building materials, and even helping to terraform the Martian atmosphere, all with the help of mushrooms. It's not science fiction anymore, it's science fact. The road ahead, challenges and possibilities. Of course, as with any new frontier, there are challenges. Growing mushrooms on Mars won't be as simple as throwing some spores in the ground. The Martian environment is harsh, and scientists will need to overcome hurdles like radiation, extreme cold, and low atmospheric pressure. But with ongoing advancements in space science, bioengineering, and sustainable agriculture, these obstacles are becoming less daunting. The technology to create bioreactors, build Mars-friendly habitats, and cultivate food in controlled environments is progressing faster than many expected. In the coming decades, we could see the first real step toward Mars colonization, one that doesn't rely on transporting everything from Earth, but instead uses the resources Mars has to offer, including the humble mushroom. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more mind-blowing innovations that could change the way we live, both on Earth and beyond. Mushrooms on Mars might just be the beginning, and we're only scratching the surface of what's possible.